What's happening, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Dan Stephen here for another reaction. More Al Murray, Stephen.
Oh, they're doing well.
Is Al Murray doing well?
People like an Al Murray reaction.
I love Al Murray.
I only do this for the people, you see.
Only the people. Oh, you're ours or his?
Our people.
Our
Our community of people that we've brought up
touched.
through many years of hard work and doing reaction videos.
Al Murray, what you can't say about Star Wars? What is the one thing, if you can pinpoint, you hate about Star Wars?
That I hate about Star Wars?
One thing you hate about Star Wars?
Fans.
Fans are fans. I don't know.
So annoying.
So annoying. You're a fan?
Like,
You're annoying, like, so
it's
maybe
like
that's true.
toxic fandom.
Is it?
But that's not Star Wars. Same with Marvel, DC.
Any big fan base?
Oh, it's so
United
annoying.
fans?
Yeah.
Liverpool fans?
Yeah.
Man City fans? They don't have
Not
fans.
so much.
Not
Not really.
Oh, it's funny. One thing. Fans?
Fans, yeah.
Mine's the zero, the sequels.
Yeah, they are pretty bad. Like, I'm getting a wee bit fed up.
Do you remember when, like, the sequels were announced, when Disney took over Lucasfilm, and he decided to be like, they decided to release a new trilogy, and we're like, thank fuck they're going to save Star Wars, and now they're the worst things Star Wars ever did.
I used
Isn't that
to
interesting?
see when it was announced. I followed you call the guy Christian Harloff, right? And he talks about Star Wars.
Christian what?
Harloff, his surname is, right?
Harloff.
He's actually, he talked about Star Wars so much. He's like, he does stuff YouTube, whatever, right? That one of the girls, Claudia Gray, who writes a lot of Star Wars novels, put him in as a planet. So there's a planet called Harloff Manor. And then he's like, oh my god. Like, so yeah. But he done a podcast called The Force Center. I think it was called The Force Center. Maybe it wasn't called that. Maybe it's called something else. But whenever they announced the Force Awakens, and he just done like podcasts on the build up to the movies, and I was listening to them every week. I couldn't wait. It was like Max von Sydow was being cast, and he'd done like an hour-long podcast on what character he's gonna be. I remember going into that film, and he was down for 2 seconds. And I was just like,
he probably lost his credits.
Like, oh yeah.
He wasted a lot of time, didn't he? A lot of time and energy. Like, we all did, didn't we?
I know. Yeah.
I'm so glad we didn't have a podcast at that time.
Mate, I actually do.
No,
do you know
didn't.
I got that name of that podcast wrong. Because there's a Force Center podcast that I still listen to, and they cover like what's happened next. So they're like talking about comics and Rey and stuff. And I'm like, does anyone care? Like, they're doing like podcasts on like what Rey's doing. And I'm like, what? Like, but obviously people are still like, you know what I mean?
People
but I was just like,
love it.
As soon as I started listening to it, I was like, I don't really care.
You realise how like less of a Star Wars fan you actually are when you meet an actual Star Wars fan.
Yeah,
I thought I loved Star Wars until I heard and seen these people.
I know.
Anyway, Al Murray.
Let's see what he thinks about Star Wars.
The islands of ours, it's very special. It's the thing that we, the British, developed, that we own, and we've spread around the world. And it is, of course, free speech. Now, free speech
maybe.
is the most beautiful thing in the world. And if you don't like free speech, what I say to you is this. Shut the fuck up and fuck off. Now, that may not be Winston Churchill, it may not be William Shakespeare, it'll do me. Right? Because free speech is precious, free speech is valuable, and it's clinging on by its fingernails in Britain right now. Right now, things have got to such a state where you can't go into a pub and say something that will definitely start a fight without people being offended. I mean, what the fuck's going on? And you can't say anything anymore, can you? Well, I just did. But you can't say anything. I've said it twice now. Quite hard to explain this. You can't say anything anymore. Fuck it 3 times. You can't. The point is, right? Free speech is brilliant because it reveals you for who you really are. That's the point of it. It's transparent. In this country, for instance, if we don't like a video on YouTube, we write sarky fucking comments on the comments page. But we don't burn fucking embassies down. We just crack on with flicking V's. And we need free speech, and free speech needs us, but we're afraid of it these days. And so what I want to do for you now is I'm going to take you, as they say, to the edge. Now, I'm not a comedian, I am but a humble publican, and I'm certainly not one of those edgy lads you see nowadays who says spastic in the hope of winning a BAFTA. I'm not one of those people. Knock it off, boys. Paralympics, change your mood, for fuck's sake. So, what I want to do is take you people to the edge. And I'm going to say the unsayable. Now, of course, the thing about saying the unsayable is once you said it, it was said. It wasn't unsayable because you said it, right? But I'm going to say the unsayable, and I don't mean I mean actually something no one feels they can say in Great Britain right now. And I'm going to stick my neck out. I'm going to say something no one dares say in this day and age. But it's about time we said it. Something you haven't been able to say in Great Britain for 35 years now. Something no one dares stick their head above the parapet and say the obvious fucking thing. Something that's eating away at our culture, destroying our way of life, making fools of every single man, woman and child in this country. Something we need to get to grips with before it's too late. And I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not afraid of the consequences. I'm afraid to stand proud and say what needs saying. And it's this. Star Wars is shit!
Some people booing there, right?
It's a kid's film, for Christ's sake! 8-year-olds, what's fucking wrong with you? It's for 8-year-olds. Look how bad it is. Look, the hero wants to sleep with his sister. The bad guy wears a black hat because you're too fucking stupid to realise he's the bad guy. Look at it, there's a dog that speaks English that can't be bothered to speak fucking English. It's rubbish. Grow up, for fuck's sake! Yeah, that shocked you, isn't it? No one else dares say that these days. That's the edgiest fucking thing you'll ever hear.
Straight away.
Oh shit! Why did I do that?
What did you do that for?
As just a reaction. Play it again. Anyway, Star Wars is shit. I don't know. It's just a reaction to me. I'm so offended that he thought Star Wars is shit.
You turned off the camera.
I turned off the recording.
Do you believe what he said? It's for kids, for 8-year-olds.
Well, it is, yeah, isn't it? George Lucas, the guy who made it, would tell you that.
Did he say that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you reckon if you're an adult and Star Wars came out, you would have liked it?
Yeah, I think so, because, well, I don't know.
Interesting though, isn't it?
It is interesting, like.
What's Star Wars equivalent today? Like something new? Harry Potter, we were kids.
Lord of the Rings.
We were 8 years old when that came out. What do you hum about? We were kids. Marvel. We're kind of tied yet there because of the comic books. What?
It's just going on and on and on. Marvel just going on and on.
I've seen
oh my god,
what's coming soon too as well.
No,
there's like 1 million movies still. I thought Iron Man died.
I don't know.
What do I keep going for? And anyway, Star Wars.
I love Star Wars.
It's. I don't think it's for kids. I think it can be enjoyed by both.
Yeah, of course.
I disagree with Al. Fuck you, Al Murray.
No, of course it can be enjoyed by both, but I do think the story itself is primarily, especially the prequels. The prequels are probably more so. Were more childlike with Jar Jar Binks and all. And
that was embarrassing. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
But
you know, I think at the time, obviously, you had Star Trek before Star Wars, and whatever people say about Star Wars, it's not sci-fi. It's like sci-fi, sci-fi opera or some shit. Whatever. It's sci-fi. You know, you get what I mean. At that time, it was all kind of kids like that.
Yeah.
But nowadays, though, like sci-fi's come out, like Blade Runner. You have movies like that there, Dune, whatever you want to call it. Like, that's adult movies.
Yeah.
You don't see a fucking 8-year-old watching Blade Runner.
No.
2049.
Yeah. But
you know what I mean?
I think Star Wars, like, it's particularly the first one, it's such a simple story that, like, I don't know.
Good versus evil, basically. Yeah, and basically, make it obvious. The bad guy's wearing all black.
Yeah.
Like, he's a bad guy. There's no, like, is he a bad guy? He's so obviously a bad guy that, you know what I mean? It's quite simple, like, but obviously, it's spawned off to this universe now in it, and it's it'll never stop. They'll never stop making Star Wars because they can keep going.
And I'm at the point now, like, obviously I'm a Star Wars fan, but I am getting exhausted with it too. Like, I'm getting
different if it was good though.
Yeah, it's not been good. That's the problem.
If Boba Fett and Kenobi were as good as like Mandalorian, you wouldn't be bored of it.
Yeah, but I think it's maybe a conversation for our podcast, like, rather than this. But I do think, check out the podcast, by the way.
MCPodcasting.
I do think it's because there's been I also think there's been a lot in the same, like, the Boba Fett show, and it was all in the same sort of area and all, and I'm just like, how many times I'm sick of Tatooine, you know what I mean?
I'm sick of the sand. I hate sand. Like Anakin, I hate the sand. Anyway, that was our reaction to Al Murray. Any other Al Murray stuff you want to do, let us know in the comments below. Cheers.
I process that. Hi everyone, thanks for watching the video. Please like, comment and subscribe. Just to let you know, we've got similar content available on the channel if you want to check it out.
We also do our own podcast called MCPodcasting, where we cover a range of topics from politics, sports and even movies.
We basically just talk a lot of shit.
We argue a lot as well on it there, but all the links are below. We're on all major platforms, Spotify, iTunes, and is there any other?
That's the main ones, yeah.
Yeah, it's the main ones.
Just check out the podcast, and if there's any sort of videos you want us to react to, drop us a comment on the YouTube videos, and we'll be sure to check it out.
Or if you want to make fun of us, then go ahead. We don't care.
Be nice.
Be nice.
In fairness, we don't really get that many comments.
No, don't.
Yeah.
Stop looking at me.
Okay.